Have you ever wanted to start over, but you didn't because you were waiting for the right time? Let's talk about it. Hey ladies, y'all. We have been in a moment. We have been in a moment, but your girl is getting through it. We're getting through it. I just want to talk about today about just stop waiting for that right time to just start over. Just do it. Just do it. And I'm going to share mine because right now I am in the moment of in a whole start over. I'm starting over on YouTube. I'm getting ready to start a whole new YouTube channel. I'm pretty much revamping like the podcast episodes are going to be a little bit different. But yes, we're still, women over 40, 50, 60, 70. We're aging graceful and we're just trying to do things that is best for us. I'm doing so much for myself and I want to inspire you to do the same. I want to inspire you to jump out on faith, do the things that you actually want to do. So, I got my good notes because I ain't trying to miss nothing today because we have a good one going on. So, as the title says, stop waiting. Stop waiting. It's time for you to start over and do the things that you want to do. Stop waiting for that perfect moment. There's never a perfect moment. And once I realized that, like, I'm sitting here trying to find the right name for a vlog channel. I'm sitting here trying to find the right titles for, podcast episodes. I'm sitting here trying to figure out how can I revamp iamKeliB. I'm trying to do so much, but there's never the right moment or the right thing to figure out. It's just jump out and do it. And then whatever evolves and what sticks, that's what you do. That's exactly what you do. So I just want to affirm that it's never to start over. You can do whatever you want to do. And that's what I'm doing. So I hope as you watch me on this journey of revamping a whole YouTube channel, you know, doing a podcast simultaneously and starting a new YouTube channel, that I can inspire you to do whatever you want to do. In addition to work a full-time job, in addition being a mother, in addition to being a caretaker, in addition to having a life, and traveling and trying to end off my year in the best way possible and line it up in a good way for the new year. I sit back and think about how I had so much planned for Q1, Q2, Q3, and I didn't really execute any of it. The only thing I did execute in the first 2 quarters was my health. I made sure that, I was trying to stay as fit as, not trying, I was staying as fit as possible. I love to indulge in, good food that's not healthy for you. But I had to sit back and think about, hey, we're trying to do this. We can't do that. And if we're going to do this, we have to do it in moderation. So I was definitely doing, trying to make sure that I kept those things in place when it came to like things I really want to do. But as I mentioned, Q1 and Q2 is more so about health. Q3, oh, Q3 was all over the place. I will say that. I got a new job. I got not a new job, I got a promotion. And that kind of took a lot of, how can I say, my time. It took a lot of my time. And I couldn't do the things that I really, really wanted to do. And then certain people had came back into my life. And I said, hey, you can't be in my life because when you were in my life before, it was a lot of chaos. When I took you out of my life, things were smooth. And they tried to weasel back in and my life got a little chaotic. I said, oh, no, 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 no. You got to get out of my life because chaotic. And we're going to talk about that, removing people out your life. That's later on down the line. But for right now, we're just talking about, you know, just not waiting to do the things that you really want to do. So why I don't want you to wait and why I'm not waiting. I was fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of wasting my time. Like prime example, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, and this is those of you who might be watching on YouTube, I pretty much unlisted all my videos and deleted a plethora of my deleted. I deleted and unlisted all my videos. I only have 2 videos on my channel. And that's my main channel. And I didn't want to do that because I was feared that I was being a failure. I felt at YouTube and things like that. But in all reality, I didn't feel like YouTube. I still have the people here with me, those who did stay, who didn't want to go. And I still have that legacy, that what I did behind. And I learned so much from it. You know what I mean? And people that may watch me and say, oh yeah, she didn't do it right. She didn't do this. But like I always said, I will do this even if I wasn't getting paid. And right now, I'm not getting paid because I don't have any videos to get paid for on my channel. So I'm doing this out of the love that I have for being a content creator. And that's what I want you guys to also realize. Never stop whatever you want to do. It's never too late to do whatever you want to do, whatever. Do not be fear of judgment, failure, or as if you're wasting your time. Okay? And if you have any external voices out there that's telling you, don't do what you want to do this instead, I can tell you from experience that I hate. Now, I am a firm believer of taking, some words of wisdom from elders and things like that. But my thing is, don't tell me not to do something because you did it and it didn't work out for you. Tell me something like, okay, I did it. If you do it, what I've learned from it, don't do it the way I did it. Do it this way. Or if you do it this way, listen, be aware, and take key. If you see these kind of bumps in the road, like just don't tell me don't do it because it didn't work for you. That's what I don't like. Them external voices, that's on the outside talking to you, telling you not to do things that you really want to do. Focus on the inner voice. I tell you, my gut has navigated me in so many ways, positive ways, to the point where that's where we're here today. We're here today because my gut had told me, Kelly, start over. There is no perfect time for you to start over. You're holding on to things that's not serving you or your community right now. You need to provide value and you need to provide substance not only for your community, but for yourself. I'm evolving. I am not the 2012 Kelly. I'm not the 2000 Kelly, let alone I'm not last month Kelly. And if you don't change and you stay the same, you have to evolve. You have to evolve. So, yeah, I had to sit back and figure out like not choosing comfort over growth. And I was so comfortable with just doing what I was doing, just vlogging. I want you to go back and watch. For those of you who are on YouTube, and if you're listening to, go back next to the last conversation that we had in regards to just not being scared and just starting over, and how I'm doing the pivot. I was pretty much letting you know where I am and why we're here today. And what I was doing before was comfortable. When you get out of your comfort zone, that's when the growth starts happening. And sometimes, I'm trying to figure out the right word to say. Sometimes when we're so comfortable, we don't see the growth. This is so uncomfortable for me. Do I like it? Yes, because I'm like, I'm like your homegirl right now. We chilling. I got the blanket. I'm just in my own space. My legs are crossed. If you're listening, if you're going over to YouTube, you can pretty much kind of like see my space and how I do. I want to be more relaxed. This is Kelly. This is Kelly. You know, I don't want to portray something that I'm not. I really, really don't. And I don't want to keep up with the Joneses anymore. And I was doing that at one point. I know we're kind of jumping all over the place, but I have to infuse me in it so you can understand, so I can show you that you can infuse yourself in it and you can sit and say, you know what? I've been doing X, Y, and Z for so long. It's time for me to pivot. It's time for me to change. We make time for what we really want to make time for. If we want to pamper ourselves, if we want to let somebody go, or we want to do, we do it. And I'm just letting you know, don't wait. Do whatever you need to do. Do whatever you need to do. Now, let's talk about some signs. Some signs that it's time for you to start over. Now, I had several signs. And I kind of mentioned that in our previous conversation. But for contents of here talking now, just feeling stuck. Just feel like I'm just doing things in repetition to keep things going. And that's not what I'm here for. That's not what I want to do. I really, really, really want to inspire. I really want to make a difference. And I really want to be a space where we can come to and kind of like powwow and find answers and talk things out and navigate life, because life does change as you get older. I don't care what nobody say, you know, oh, I got to my 20s, I got to my 30s, now I figured it out. No, you don't figure it out, because here I am at 49, still figuring it out. Yeah, you have some good ground, some good foundation, and you're not going to just be out here loosey-goosey, but life changes. We have so many life events that happen, and people don't even realize that you have death that happens. That's a life event that can change you. You have married. People get married later on in life. That changes you. People having children changes you. Ain't happening over here. You might want to pivot in a career. That changes you. But you have your foundation, so you have to just kind of know when to move and turn when life gets different. So that's why people say, "Oh, you ain't got together yet." No, I don't. I have a foundation, but when life happens, I use my foundation to get me to where I'm going. And that's what I've come to realize. Nothing in life is perfect. I can't say it. I can't say it enough. But when you start to feel stuck and just disconnected, it's time to change. And that's where I was with iamKeliB. I felt stuck. I felt like you're trying to figure out, okay, well, that works for her. If she can do it, I can do it. And I've had them conversations with many people. Well, if she can do it, but not realizing what that person may have done before, or whatever that person's given, people just like that stuff. That's all I can think of. You know what I mean? But I just know for me, I'm not chasing that I'm not gonna get on that wheel anymore, or that be on that rat race of trying to figure out the YouTube and what the other girlies are doing and what the other women are doing. We doing what we doing over here. That is it. That is it. That is it. And I like to talk about things that us women over 40 go through, and how it affects our life, and how we're navigating through it. I love it. I just love it. So I felt stuck, and I was disconnected. I was disconnected from everything. I was. So for you, if you feel stuck and you feel disconnected, that's a clear indication for you to start over in anything that you're doing. And few of you are content creators, a few of you have businesses, a few of you work, 9-to-5 jobs, just like myself. And you might be feeling stuck at work. Sometimes we stay at our jobs for security. I am one of those. I've been at my job for 10 years, but I move around in my company. It was one time, that I was here on YouTube where I was at a different company, but I've been at the same company for 10 years. But I move around because I like change and I like new, and it helps me as a woman to grow. I just need it. I need a little change in my life. There's nothing wrong with that. Another sign for you to start over. You've outgrown people. You've outgrown jobs. You've outgrown routines. Here we are, outgrowing these jobs. We get so scared because, I remember growing up, you heard that thing where they didn't want to hire, older people, over 40, somewhat 30, because they felt like they're too old. They might have different mindset. But I really feel like we come with that wisdom. We come with knowledge. We understand structure a little bit better. So if you know how to present yourself well when you go to these interviews, you can definitely, change. I know for me, there was definitely a scare of, oh, I don't want to learn nothing new. I've been through that. But here I am. I want to learn something new. I want to be progressive. I don't want to just stay and get that normal rate that you get, once a year. I don't want to do that. I want to, if I got to get that 10,000, that $20,000 raise, I got to do something different. And I cannot be afraid. And I have to sit back and I have to want to do more. The more you make, the more you do. Not unless you've been fortunate enough to get a job where you've been making that money, just kind of coasting things out. So, you go from there. And another thing is just the persistence of longing for something more. And that's where I was. And that's where I am. And that's why I'm doing this big pivot, because as I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking to myself. It's like there's so much more in life that I want. There's so much more. And I feel like if you keep doing the same thing and you just hoping and praying for that next big thing to happen in your personal life, in your me here online, I have to make the change. I can't wait for this magic poof to happen. I have to be the one to sit and say, put that work in. I got to control what I can and not what I can't. And I can control the pivot. Okay. I can't control the folks coming with me or that job or, that new thing that I want in my life. I really feel like when it comes to my personal life, I do have that kind of like ironed out. It's some things, I still struggle with because I'm human, and I'm not using that as an excuse, but I say that as I recognize and I know when to, reel things in and make some adjustments, if you will. So now I want to talk about building a fresh start, releasing like the guilt. Like, oh God, I'm letting go of this. Oh God. Let me tell you something. The guilt I had behind deleting my videos, unlisting my videos, removing my videos, it was hard. It was hard. Have I gotten messages like, hey, what's going on with your channel? Yeah, I have. And I just say things like, I'm making a change. I hope you stay. More to come, more to come. Because to be honest, I don't even know what to say. Because I'm really just, I'm just taking a chance. Like I said, I'm jumping out of a parachute with no life jacket. And I hope, we're not going to non-life jacket. Yeah, we're not a life jacket. It's like no plan B. I'm just taking it. I'm just going. Go small when you're trying to rebuild. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going small. The first thing I did, it was kind of big, but by me removing the videos, that's me going small. Being brave, hoping you guys will still have support and we're tapping into new spaces. And that's what I want you to do as well. I want you to go small, whatever change that you do, go small, have a good support system. And even if you don't want to have a support system, sometimes the best work that we do is by keeping it to ourselves. Sometimes we just want to share, 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 share. And next thing you know, we share so much, it goes kaput. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. So start small, do what you can, control what you can, and don't worry about what you can't. Okay? That's how you want to build a new fresh start. And, set some non-negotiables and make some boundaries. I know for me, my non-negotiables are I will not give up on whatever I have. I'm not going to give up. I don't give up on my job. I don't give up on my family. I don't give up on myself. And I have to start reversing. You see how I said my job, my family, myself. I have to reverse that and don't give up on myself, my family, my job, or my job, my family. I need my job to keep going. I have to kind of change, the order of that. And also I have to set boundaries because there's things that I want to do for myself to keep pouring into myself and stop trying to pour from an empty cup. And I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of pouring from an empty cup and giving the things I'm supposed to give for myself, I will give to my family or give to others, So yeah, Vulnerable. Before we wrap up, I want to talk about boundaries. Don't let people walk all over you. Do what you want to do, and how that might look. If you have to say no to something to get what you want so you can start over and have the fresh start that you want in your midlife, do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. You don't understand. I used to cook every day. I don't cook every day anymore. I used to do so much for others that I was not pouring into myself. And not pouring into myself doesn't only just mean me going to a spa or having some time for myself. It's even meaning me doing things that I want to do. I don't have any young kids anymore. I don't have any 12-year-olds or any elementary or daycare kids. I don't have that anymore. So I want to enjoy my midlife. I really, really do. I know so many people that they did not enjoy their midlife. And then when they got to retirement age or when they no more kids around, they couldn't even enjoy their life because they did so much doing for others. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And call it selfish. And I even spoke to my family about, so whatever I'm saying, I ain't saying nothing that's gonna hurt anybody's feelings if they watching. I got to. I only have one life and I need to enjoy it. I do not want to be out here where I can't live the life that I want to live. So I'm letting you know, live the life that you want to live. Start over. Do what makes you happy. And don't waste no time. And yeah, do what you want to do. As they say back before, I don't know if this is still a term or not, YOLO, you only live once. How that saying go? You only live once. Yeah. Do it. Live it up. Live it up. Yes, we have responsibilities. Yes, we do. Those are called our non-negotiables. We have to get those done, but you still have non-negotiables for yourself. So, and saying all that, subscribe if you're on YouTube, share, and I'll catch you in the next conversation.